Hi everyone, my name is Francis Samuel Akwabe, and in this video, I'm going to connect chapters 7 and 8 of our textbook with a Capgemini report called Cybersecurity in the Hyperconnected Era. These chapters focus on telecommunications, the internet, and wireless technology, and also on securing information systems. What I really liked about the Capgemini report is that it shows how the same technologies that make our world more connected, like 5G, IoT, and cloud computing, also brings new security challenges. So today, I'll walk you through how these ideas fit together and share a few real-world examples along the way so you better understand. In chapter 7, we learn how telecommunications and wireless technology form the backbone of digital business. This is basically how all our devices like computers, phones, your tablets, your sensors, and all others talk to each other, how they communicate. For example, 5G allows doctors to perform remote surgeries using robotic tools. I think that's pretty cool. And IoT sensors in smart cities can monitor things like traffic and energy use in real time. These are amazing advancements, but the textbook also makes it clear that the more devices we connect, the more potential openings we create for hackers. So while connectivity gives us speed and flexibility, it also increases risk. Chapter 8 picks up where Chapter 7 leaves off. It reminds us that without good security, all that connectivity can turn into a nightmare, one huge nightmare. We're talking about threats like ransomware, phishing attacks, and denial of service attacks. One real example is the WannaCry ransomware attack that shut down parts of the UK's healthcare system. It spread super fast because many systems weren't updated. The chapter also talks about solutions like firewall, encryptions, multi-factor authentication, and among others. But it stresses that security isn't just about technology, it's about policies, people, and culture too. The Capgemini report on cybersecurity in the hyperconnected era builds on these ideas. It points out that as companies adopt 5G, IoT, and cloud first strategies, they need to completely rethink their approach to security. Traditional defenses like firewalls aren't enough anymore. Hackers easily bypass firewalls. Capgemini talks about concepts like resilience, zero trust, and continuous monitoring to deal with the challenges of hyperconnectivity. This connects really well with Chapter 7. For example, in smart factories, IoT sensors keep machines running smoothly by detecting problems early, at the very early stages. But if a hacker breaks into these sensors, they could shut down an entire production line. Or think about connected cars. Wireless networks make them safer with real-time navigation and updates. But what if attackers gain access? They could feed false data or even disable critical systems. Capgemini basically says that when you build new telecom and wireless systems, you have to build security into the design from the start. You can't treat it as an overthought, or the hackers are going to win every battle. And from Chapter 8's point of view, Capgemini reinforces the importance of zero trust. Basically, don't automatically trust any device or user, even if they are inside your network. One example of why this matters is the Colonial Pipeline attack in 2021. Hackers got in through a single compromised password and it led to fuel shortages across the United States. That's why Capgemini says we need AI-powered monitoring, constant threat detection, and stronger governance. It's not just about buying new tools, implementing new ways, new rules, new tools, new software. It's about building a culture where security is everyone's job. So there are some big lessons I like to share. The first point or the first lesson is the more connected we get, the bigger the risks. Connectivity and risk always scale together. The second point is security has to be part of the infrastructure itself. Like seatbelts built into a car. You don't build a car and later find a way to put in a seatbelt. The three is zero trust is the new normal. Always verify. never assume. And finally, resilience is key. Assume attacks will happen and be ready to bounce back quickly. Always prepare. Always be prepared. Capgemini in our textbook are really saying the same thing. You can't separate connectivity from security anymore. To wrap it all up, Chapter 7 shows us how powerful telecommunications and wireless technology have become. Chapter 8, on the other hand, shows us the dangers related to the connectivity, and Capgemini connects those dots in the context of today's hyper-connected world. Real-world examples from 5G-enabled surgeries to the Colonial Pipeline hack show why security and connectivity have to evolve together. The future of digital business depends on networks that are both fast and also safe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.